Today we will talk about censorship, the different kinds of censorships that exist, and why it's important to be aware of what is being censored. We will be focusing on the two types of censorships known as corporate censorship and state censorship. When corporations withhold information and media content from the public to prevent the dissemination of ideas, we call this corporate censorship. When political leaders use laws or other forms of political techniques to control media organizations, we call this state censorship. One way that corporations will censor the media is by using a method known as catch and kill, a term that refers to when an organization makes a payment to a source that prevents them from disclosing information to the media. An example of this can be a settlement followed by a non-disclosure agreement, or paying for the exclusive rights to a story that is never published. One way that states will censor the public is by passing laws that prevent the media from documenting certain activities, or that allow for individuals to act in ways that prevent the media from documenting a story. Additionally, they may use funding as a leverage to censor specific things from the public. An example of this would be only providing public libraries with funding if they install content filters that limit access to pornography.
These tactics are often used by people of wealth or political power who look to attack others to get their way and limit the power of others.
Limiting exposure or involvement is another way to censor or limit what the media will cover on a story. This could be done in many ways, but essentially it is done by indirectly affiliating with the subject and deflecting the real motives by masking it behind another issue. An example of this method was used by billionaire fossil fuel industrialist William Koch in 2013 to slow down the Cape Wind project. Cape Wind was set to be the first offshore wind energy facility in the United States. In 2013, Koch's brothers purchased waterfront estate near the site's location, and shortly after, Koch voiced his opposition to the project due to the visual pollution that would result. Essentially, he claimed the wind turbines would ruin the view from the estate and devalue the property. A bit of a hypocritical statement from someone who contributes to the smog and pollution that the other 99% of the country live with every day. When Fox News published an article detailing Koch's opposition to the Cape Wind project, they were adamant about Ted Kennedy's opposition to the development, which were well known for almost a decade. Koch's opposition, however, was seldom investigated and suspiciously underreported. Koch also limited his involvement by having his brothers sign the title for the estate.
This is a perfect example of how billionaires will use their power to limit the power of others, even if it is a politician. Here, Koch uses astroturfing to not just benefit his agenda, but to simply get rid of a bad view from his property. Not only is this a form of astroturfing, but it's also a use of media censorship. The media as a whole did not report that the Kennedy family had an opposing opinion on this 130 wind turbine farm. This was a disruption of information to mask the rival opinion of the powerful Koch family. An easy solution to see through these tactics of astroturfing and censorship is autonomy. Autonomy, being the ability to think and act independently, will let the average person analyze the information they are being given so that they trust the value of their own reasoning and won't have to be dependent on the interpretations of others. This will ultimately give them a deeper appreciation for quality media. Being able to understand when and how censorship is being used is very important. Censorship, no matter how it's used, is supposed to benefit the user and control the knowledge and opinions of the audience to their benefit. Autonomy gives the public their control of information, interpretation, and opinions back to where it belongs, themselves.